This is Super Kev, and you're watching Underland 76. All right. Okay. So, let's see here. Yeah, I'm plugging in my headset, the headphone part. Why not? Ah, okay. So let's see here. I got my list up. Random number 12. Okay. So food. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Death. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sports. Hmm. Sports or death? Well, considering the only sport that I actually follow and would be interested in talking about is wrestling, I'll go with death. Go with death. So let's see here. Mm, Something I think about all the time. No, I don't think about dying all the time. I just think about, hey, what's going to happen when I die? You know, this whole health thing is really getting to me. Oh, but anyway, that's something to talk about in tomorrow's video, the checking in video. Yeah. And yes, I'm going to change the intro for this video. Well, you've already seen it. I haven't yet. I haven't made it yet, but it's going to be there. You know, just so I don't have the same one with me by the campfire. I don't know. See here, what comes up when I search Google for death? Ah, look at that. Wikipedia. First thing, death. Death is the irreversible, no shit, cessation of all biological functions that sustain an organism. For organisms with a brain, death can also be defined as the irreversible cessation of functioning of the whole brain, including brain stem and brain death. And brain death is sometimes used as a legal definition of death. The remains of a former organism normally begin to decompose shortly after death. Death is an inevitable, inevitable, that's it, inevitable process that eventually occurs in almost all organisms. Death is generally applied to whole organisms. The smaller process seen in individual components of an organism, such as cells or tissues, is necrosis. Something that is not considered an organism, such as a virus, can be physically destroyed but is not said to die. As of the early 21st century, over 150,000 humans die each day, with aging being by far the most common cause of death. Many cultures and religions have the idea of an afterlife. Ooh, Ghostbusters, Afterlife. That was a good movie. Go and watch it if you haven't. Basically, Ghostbusters 3. Yeah. And also may hold the idea of judgment of good and bad deeds in one's life. Heaven, hell, and karma. Wow. So yeah, I mean, how do you diagnose death? The concept of death is a key to human understanding of the phenomenon. So death is a phenomenon, which is why they call the Undertaker the Phenom, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a big wrestling fan. Everything filters through wrestling in my head. Basically, because the WWE has been successful in in their storylines to include just about everything, right? So it's easy to think about a certain wrestler or a certain thing that happened in WWE when you think of pretty much anything. Ah, yeah, Montelier. It's actually pretty good. I like it. I like the lime and I like the lemon. They also have pomegranate, but I can't have that because it interferes with my medication. So I don't know. See, one of the challenges in defining death is distinguishing it from life. Really? Hmm. As a point in time, death would seem to refer to the moment at which life ends. Determining when death has occurred is difficult, as cessation of life functions is often not simultaneous across organ systems. Such determination, therefore, requires drawing precise conceptual boundaries between life and death. This is difficult due to there being little consensus on how to define life. Hmm. Okay. Well, rather than reading everything, got signs, legal, legal. Yeah, the death of a person has legal consequences that may vary between different jurisdictions. A death certificate is used in most jurisdictions either by a doctor or by an administrative office upon presentation of a doctor's declaration of death. Uh, I even have misdiagnosis. There are many anecdotal references to people being declared dead by physicians and then coming back to life, sometimes days later in their own coffin, or when embalming procedures are about to begin. From the mid 18th century onwards, there was an upsurge in the public's fear of being mistakenly buried alive, and much debate about the uncertainty of the signs of death. Various suggestions were made to test for signs of life before burial, ranging from pouring vinegar and pepper into the corpse's mouth to applying red hot pokers to the feet or into the rectum. But hey, some people are into that. Who am I to judge? Writing in 1895, the physician J.C. Ousley claimed that as many as 2,700 people were buried prematurely each year in England and Wales, although others estimated the figure to be closer to 800. Hmm, that's crazy. Hmm. In cases of electric shock, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, for an hour or longer can allow stunned nerves to recover, allowing an apparently dead person to survive. People found unconscious under icy water may survive if their faces are kept continuously cold until they arrive at an emergency room. This diving response, in which metabolic activity and oxygen requirements are minimal, is something humans share with cetaceans called the mammalian diving reflex. Huh, okay. So I guess in that way we are related to underwater mammals, like, well, yeah, mammals. They're all mammals, like whales and dolphins and other types of fish. Whales, dolphins, and porpoises. Key characteristics are their fully aquatic lifestyle, streamlined body shape, often large size, and exclusively carnivorous diet. I've dated some people like that. Anyway, yeah, so I guess all mammals are related somehow. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Causes. Causes of death. The leading cause of human death in developing countries is infectious disease. The leading causes in developed countries are atherosclerosis, heart disease and stroke, cancer, and other diseases related to obesity and aging. I don't have to worry about the obesity thing. I'm still only 120 pounds. By an extremely wide margin, the largest unifying cause of death in the developed world is biological aging, leading to various complications known as aging associated diseases. These conditions cause loss of homeostasis, leading to cardiac arrest, causing loss of oxygen and nutrient supply, causing irreversible deterioration of the brain and other tissues. Of the roughly 150,000 people who die each day across the globe, about two-thirds die of age-related causes. In industrialized nations, the proportion is much higher, approaching 90%. With improved medical capability, dying has become a condition to be managed. Home deaths, once commonplace, are now rare in the developed world. Yes, because they throw you into a hospital as soon as they find out you're dying, and that's where you die. In developing nations, inferior sanitary conditions and lack of access to modern medical technology makes death from infectious diseases more common than in developed countries. One such disease is tuberculosis, a bacterial disease which killed 1.8 million people in 2015. Malaria causes about 400 to 900 million cases of fever and 1 to 3 million deaths annually. AIDS death toll in Africa may reach 90 to 100 million by 2025. Wow. According to Jean Ziegler, is a United Nations Special Reporter on the Right to Food, 2000 to March 2008. Mortality due to malnutrition accounted for 58% of the total mortality rate in 2006. Ziegler says worldwide approximately 62 million people died from all causes, and those deaths, more than 36 million died of hunger or diseases due to deficiencies in micronutrients. Tobacco smoking killed 100 million people worldwide in the 20th century and could kill 1 billion people around the world in the 21st century. a World Health Organization report warned. Many leading developed world causes of death can be postponed by diet and physical activity, but the accelerating incidence of disease with age still imposes limits on human longevity. The evolutionary cause of aging is, at best, only just beginning to be understood. It has been suggested that direct intervention in the aging process may now be the most effective intervention against major causes of death. Huh. All right. It goes on with autopsy, cyanosis. Oh, cryonics. Cryonics. Ooh. It's the low temperature preservation of animals and humans who cannot be sustained by contemporary medicine, with the hope that healing and resuscitation may be possible in the future. Wow. Life extension refers to an increase in maximum or average lifespan, especially in humans, by slowing down or reversing the process of aging through anti-aging measures. Vacation. So before about 1930, most people in Western countries died in their own home. Ecology, society and culture. Yeah, this is a lot of stuff. But let's see here. We got religious views. Let's see here. I'll just read the Christianity one because that's how I was raised. Let's see. While there are different sects of Christian sects, SECTS, not what you're thinking, of Christianity with different branches of belief, the overreaching ideology on death grows from the knowledge of afterlife, meaning after death the individual will undergo a separation from mortality to immortality. Their soul leaves the body, entering a realm of spirits. Following this separation of body and spirit, for example, death, resurrection will occur, representing the same transformation Jesus Christ embodied after his body was placed in the tomb for 3 days. Like him, each person's body will be resurrected, reuniting the spirit and body in perfect form. This process allows the individual soul to withstand death and transform into life after death. Alright. But yeah. So yeah, like I did yesterday, I'm gonna put the link down in the description box so you can read that. Let's see, where's that? Death. And there we go. So yeah, so that's the video for today. Tomorrow's going to be a checking in video, so I'll talk about how all this metformin stuff is working or if it's not working, or what I'm going through. There's a lot of developments that actually happened today, so I'll have a lot to talk about. Yeah. So, yeah. Ooh. Yeah.